Hmm. Okay. Gotta wait to be sure I'm really and truly live here. Facebook is really slow getting on here today. I apologize for the delay. Oh, come on. Facebook, you can do this. We need to tap for Facebook. Okay, I do think I am live. Maybe. Don't know if I've got chat scrolling ability or not. We'll see. Oh, it's always a challenge. Topic today. So, I'll just talk a little bit while we wait for some of you to gather. This is my last business function of the week. I like doing this late Friday afternoons. So, yeah, it's a good thing. A number of you have asked me, and I get asked this fairly often because you're interested in working privately with me. And the answer is yes, I do work privately. I do have programs of work that are available for one on one. These are not individual sessions. I don't do that anymore. I abandoned that business model quite a few years ago because my clients needed more in between. And the things that are in these programs are basically brain technology, and they're designed to make the work that we do when we're together one on one stick. They're designed to enhance brain function and, a lot of, I think probably almost 100% of my private clients continue to use these techniques just long after our work is finished. So I'll put the link in this if you're interested in potentially doing this with me. I'll post the link above this after the description, and there's a form there for application. I don't say yes to anybody working with anybody until we've had a chance to have a conversation, and I want to be sure that I can help you. I want to be reasonably sure of that. If I think I can't help you, I'm going to say so. So that's one of the big things. I want to be sure that we're a good fit to work together. That's also important. I mean, not everybody is. Usually by the time we get to a conversation, then I have a pretty good idea that it's going to be all right. But I need to determine those things, and I need to know what's going on with you, what you have, why you're coming to see me, in order to decide what my recommendations are on how long you need to work in order to get resolution of what you've got going on. Um, it's a, it's we humans are not one size fits all. We're just not. And yeah, so these are, I've got to have an idea about that. It's an important thing. And yeah, these are a big commitment of time. They're a financial commitment for you. And I want you to consider that staying in pain is really expensive. And having pain, having things like that, it's not just in terms of money. Because, yeah, you may be missing work, you may not be able to do some of that, you may be calling in sick, some of you maybe can't work at all. But the real expensive, from my standpoint, because I've had pain that kept me from doing stuff, the real expensive part of being in pain is in terms of the time you lose in your relationships. The time you lose with your kids, with your grandkids, with your husband. You can't get that stuff back. And, if this is speaking to you, I'm going to put the link above because honestly, it's time to turn loose of that stuff so that you can go back to enjoying some things in your life again. Pain can absolutely suck the joy right out of a very, very good life for you. And that's not what we want. So, all right, let's see here. We've got a couple on the chat, Rabia and Rajeshwari. Okay. Why don't you ladies, it's good to see you both. Why don't you go ahead and drop in the chat what you would like, what I can help you with today. And go ahead and both of you do that. If you're watching this live, okay, yeah, if you're watching this live, you can even hop in the chat and just ask me a question. We don't even have to tap. We don't even have to do anything. I'm here for you. This is my time with all of you. I'm here for you. So yeah, if you're watching, hop in and ask. Okay, and Rabia says, can I request a tapping sequence for letting in praise and compliments, making praise and compliments familiar? Because whenever someone praises me, it sounds alien and I get uneasy, even though I know it's natural. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Rabia, if all we do is tap, because there's a deeper thing going on here, and I actually do know you and know, some of that. So if we just tap for allowing praise and compliments while you are subconsciously going, I don't deserve that, I'm not good enough for that, I don't deserve it, they're never going to feel appropriate for you. You've got to clear out the stuff that's underneath it first. You've got to feel like you are worthy of praise and compliments. So that's the bigger thing that's going on under there. And we can do a little tapping for that. It's a big thing to have that going on under there. And I would really recommend that you do my power intentions for feeling like you're not good enough. That's going to clear out, do it for every day for 2 weeks. That's going to clear out a lot of the stuff I think that you've got under there. And we'll do a little bit for this. And this isn't going to be real exciting for a lot of you watching this live or in replay because we can't quantify this very well, like with seeing a pain level drop. But I'm sure that we'll have some. Okay. All right, Rabia says agreed. Can we then do feeling worthy? Okay. Yeah. I want you to close your eyes and just take a breath and get in touch with feeling unworthy and undeserving of compliments and of praise. And give that a number between 0 and 10, with 10 being that you don't deserve any compliments or any praise at all, ever, no matter what. And 0 being, yeah, I feel great about it. I deserve it. So go ahead and get in touch with that feeling and assign it a number. Good. Okay. Now take a big breath in through your nose and blow it out. Okay. All right. Now go ahead and, if you would, just quickly, Rabia, drop in the chat what your number is. How high are you, with 10 being that you don't feel worthy or deserving at all? And hello, Lena. Good to see you. And we can sure do some tapping for that too. Okay. When I receive it, it's alien, so it's a 10. Okay. You feel you deserve it, but okay, so you're at a 10. All right, let's just start out here. When people give me a compliment, I feel like they're speaking a foreign language. Like they must not even be talking to me. It feels alien. But I choose to be okay anyway. When people give me praise about something, I can't accept that. I don't think I'm worthy of praise. And so I just turn it away. But I completely love and accept myself anyway. And I'm open to letting go of some of this because it's a lot of resistance. I grew up feeling like I was not worthy or deserving of anything. I didn't deserve love, and I've carried that around my whole life. And people didn't tell me that I was good or good at things. They didn't compliment me. And so I learned from an early age that that was because I wasn't worthy and I didn't deserve it. That there must be something wrong with me. And I've carried that around my whole life. So now when I do or say something or I look really nice and someone gives me a compliment, I know I don't deserve it. Because my parents felt like I didn't. They must have been right because they were my parents. I'm open to the possibility that they didn't know what they were doing. They thought that being harsh with me and never praising me would make me better at things. But it really didn't. It just made me feel like I was never good enough at anything. But I give myself permission to be willing to consider the possibility that I've always been worthy and deserving. From the time I was born. And I still am. And that it's my parents that had the misunderstanding, not me. They didn't understand who I was and that I was perfect just the way I was. But I allow myself to understand that I am already just fine. And it's safe to let go of all this unworthiness. And then if someone gives me a compliment and I say thank you, is it going to make my head explode? No, of course not. So the next time someone praises me or gives me a compliment, I'm going to try it out by accepting it and just to see how good that feels. Because I do completely love and accept myself. And I'm open to feeling better now. Peace. All right, Rabia, if you would let us know, just drop in the chat, let us know how that landed. Let me know how that landed for you. And let us know what your number is now. Because you started, my camera just confused my camera a little bit there. Because you started out at a 10. Okay. All right. Oh, good. Okay, Rabia says, wow, that was amazing. Yay! Well done, you. Well done, Rabia. Give us a number. Tune in, because I like to show the results with this stuff. tune in and give us a number. Okay, she says it's still a 9, but I love this. Okay, come back and do this some more maybe. You know, if it dropped just a tiny bit, that's still something. Take it. That's good. Okay. And let's see, Rajeshwari is asking, could I request a tapping for losing weight more easily? Sure. We can do a little bit with that. Okay, so that one, and then I have one other request. If you are on this live and watching, this is your chance. Hop in the chat and tell me what you need. I will do my best today. We can create some great new stuff for people. Okay, because I've talked about the weight loss thing before. And weight loss, actually, you know, I'm just going to tell you, working with pain is easier than working with weight loss. And I know that sounds crazy. And it's not that, you know, pain is a much more instant result, and the weight loss thing takes longer. But when we hold on to extra weight, we are having a fear response. Always. And, you know, I've talked about this before on lives. We're hardwired to keep, you know, our brains are hardwired for safety. And when we have something that makes us feel threatened, we behave just like other mammals do, other animals, all animals. And if a dog or a cat feels threatened, they go, you know, they puff up, all their hair stands up, they do everything they can to make themselves look larger and more threatening to whatever is threatening them. Now, because they're animals, once the threat is gone, they relax. Their cortisol levels drop, they return to normal, everything's good. But humans, because we are so smart, we go, okay, well, there was a threat. God, it might come back. It might come back. And so we continue to feel like we need to be bigger to protect ourselves. It doesn't turn off quickly. Our cortisol levels stay high, and we don't turn that off. So I'm trying to think how I want to, let's see here. What we got? Yeah, the puffing up thing. Okay, and she's also saying, I just feel so bloated all the time. Okay. All right, so there's fear under this. I want you to go, I'm going to try this because I haven't done this for a while. And we got some time. So, Rajeshwari, I hope I'm saying your name right. It's a pretty name. I may be butchering it. If I am, apologies. I want you to take a breath in through your nose, hold it, and blow it out. And close your eyes. And I want you to go in and just look at the extra weight from the inside. Look at the extra weight you're carrying. And the bloated thing may be something different. Let's work with the extra weight right here today because that was your first request. Look at it from the inside. And I'm kind of looking at it with you. Just appreciate how it looks in there and use your imagination. Okay. Now I want you to ask it what emotion is stuck there. I'm sure there's more than one thing, but what's the big one that's there? Just use your imagination, first thing that comes to mind. Now ask it gently Just use your imagination. What does it need to feel better so that you can lose the weight more easily? Okay, tell it we're going to give it some help now. I want you to take a big breath in through your nose and blow it out. Okay. And this, go ahead, if you would, and drop in the chat what you saw and what it needs. What emotion or feeling was stuck there and what it needs to feel better. Now, while we're waiting for you to do that, I'm going to describe what I saw in there. This felt like you're under an awful lot of pressure. It almost felt like a weight. And I don't know whether you're the one putting yourself under that kind of pressure or whether it's an external thing. But it felt like a lot of pressure. So I don't know if that makes sense to you. It's like, okay, and she says I am saying her name right. Good. Okay, so drop in the chat, if you would, Rajeshwari, what you saw. Okay, I don't know if I did it right. No, you did. I feel like I saw a little child surrounded by a lot of darkness, fear, and insecurity. Okay, yeah, and that would be normal. The pressure, I'm not sure where I'm getting. Let's just start tapping. I'm not sure where the pressure feeling is coming from around this. I don't know. All right. So here we go. I think I have some fear and insecurity going on here. Because I've been trying to lose weight and it just won't come off. So I know that there must be a reason. And I'm open to shifting this now. Even though I'd really like to lose some weight, but I haven't really had much luck with it. I completely love and accept myself. And I'm open to changing this. Because I can. I'm here and I'm tapping. I wonder if it's possible that I'm seeing myself as a little girl. And that maybe I was really, really frightened and insecure when I was a child. Maybe I was frightened of a parent. Maybe I was frightened by something that happened. But there were things going on that made me feel like I wasn't safe. And nobody made me feel safe. So I've carried that around a lot of years. All these feelings of fear and insecurity. I learned as a little girl that I had to protect myself to keep myself safe. Because other people weren't doing that. They left me alone in the dark. They may have said and done things that frightened me, that I didn't understand. But I'm all grown up now. And while I am safe, there's a part of me that's still that little girl that feels like she has to protect herself. And so I gained some weight. to make myself bigger. Because that little part of me thought that this might work. Even though I was already safe. I give myself permission to understand that this is just some old programming running in the background. And it's safe for me to let go of this fear and to know that I'm all grown up now and that I am safe. And it's safe to let go of the extra weight. It's safe to take good care of myself because I do profoundly love and accept myself. Peace. Okay. All right, Lena. We're going to move to that. And if you would, Rajeshwari, drop in the chat. Let me know how this one landed. We didn't quantify it with a number, but that's okay. Let me know if that made you feel better. And you're probably going to want to come back and do some more of this. All right, Lena, we're going to move to you next. Frustrated and tired of all the work I have to do and can't muster up enough energy to get things done. Okay. I'm thinking about what we want to say with this. Okay, I want to ask a couple of questions, Lena, before we tap on this, because I'm not. Okay, is this work in your business, in your job, or is this work at home, or is it the combination of all of these things? And do you feel like you don't have enough help? That's because that's kind of. Oh, I think I may have this, but go ahead and drop in the chat. Is this a work thing, or is it the combination of working and having to deal with everything at home that's causing you to be frustrated? Or is it just one thing? Do you feel like you don't have enough help? All right, and we'll wait for Lena to put that in the chat. And Rajeshwari says, I do feel much better. Thank you. Felt like a wave of relief, multiple waves of relief. Okay, good. That's how you know we're on the right. That's how you know we're on the right path when we're tapping, is that you're going to start to feel it. And people, you do feel it in your body. So, Lena, drop in the chat if you would. Because people do get frustrated. I mean, especially women, because we're doing a lot of times we're working or we're running a business, and we've got little kids at home, and we've got this big stack of laundry, and we've got all the dishes and all the cooking. And it's not that we don't have a partner that may be contributing, but it just always feels like it's kind of just all our job. And that may be what you have going on. Okay, she says work in business, and oh my God, you got it. I feel like I don't have enough help. All right. But most of the time, yes, it's work in her business. And she says, I got it right. I feel like I don't have enough help. But most times I am the only one that can do it. All right. We're going to tap for this. Because I caught a glimpse of it. I know what you've got going on. And it's a thing that you have going on. It's a pattern in your head that's easy to fix that keeps you from getting help when you need help. And I've had this myself. So let's tap for this. Oh, I'm so frustrated. I don't have enough help at work. And I need it. But I'm open to letting go of this now. Even though I am so frustrated. I'm tired all the time because I don't have enough help. I completely love and accept myself. And I'm open to shifting my perception on this now because I do completely love and accept myself. And I love my work because I'm getting that you do like what you do. Yeah, too much. I need more help. And I just am not getting it. But a big part of the reason is that most of the time I'm the only one who can do it. And while I may be the only one who can do a specific task, when I get that thought in my head that I'm the only one, it means I cut myself off from accepting help from someone else. There may well be someone else who wouldn't do it as perfectly as I'm doing it. Oh no, I can't. It's got to be perfect. They don't get a turn at doing this. I'm the only one who can do it. Sometimes I'm pretty sure that the sun won't come up in the morning if I'm not there to watch it. If I don't do all of these things perfectly every time and do them myself without any help, the world might stop spinning. And I know that's not true. There was probably someone doing this job that I'm doing before me. And I allow myself to understand that if I was not in this job or this business next week, that someone else would step in and do it. They might have to hire somebody, but that job wouldn't cease to exist because I wasn't there. And this whole attitude I've had is keeping me from getting enough help. So I'm going to let go of that silliness right now. Humans are all designed to need each other because we're all here together. I give myself permission to relax, let down my guard, and to ask for help when I need it, and to receive it, even if it's not quite perfect. Everybody has to learn sometime, just like I did. And I completely love and accept myself, and I completely love and accept all the people that I know are waiting to give me some help. Peace. Okay. Lena, that was pretty good from where I'm sitting. So drop in the chat if that got it for you. And this truly, if you are feeling like you don't have enough help, and I have been there. I've been there in the last week, and I have now hired some help, which is fabulous. It was like this big weight off of me. So yeah, that's good. So Lena, drop in the chat how that landed for you. And let me scroll back up here a little bit. And let's see. And Rita's here. Rita says hi. Hello, Rita. We're waiting for Lena to drop in the chat how that landed for her, because most of us have been there. And it's really, really easy to get into saying, I mean, I've even been that way with loading the dishwasher because, my partner didn't do it right. It's like, wait a minute, Sharon, that's crazy. What do you care how he loads the dishwasher? Just so it's done, it's fine. So, okay. Lena says, I think I need to work on it some more. I just have a hard time letting go. Okay, what are you having a hard time letting go of? That you might drop that in the chat. Just because I'm curious now if I wasn't right on the issue there. All right, and Michelle is, and we've got two more requests here. Okay, and Michelle says, hi Sharon, how does EFT deal with side effects of medications? Can you address possible side effects, or do you need to deal with side effects after they've occurred? You can do either one, and it would depend on, if, for instance, if you're taking something for nausea, and I've actually, that was one of my first, that was kind of actually one of my first gigs. Years ago, I worked at a place that was owned by is he an oncologist? Yeah, an oncologist and his wife. And yeah, anyway, working with, and I've done that with private clients, not just there, but private clients too, who were, for instance, going through chemotherapy. And we would use some tapping to calm down nausea, calm down anxiety, calm down fear. A lot of times, what's really underneath the side effect that you're getting, depending on what you're doing, a lot of times there's anxiety and fear underneath it, maybe about whatever the illness is that you've got, the reason you're taking the meds, maybe you're afraid of the side effects of what you're taking. And that's not useful. That's really not useful because, medicines are there to help us. So if we're worried about all of that stuff, it kind of makes it, it can keep it from working as well, I think, because humans are powerful and get to be in charge. And I know how it is, especially in the United States. I mean, any prescription medicine is going to come with this thing that's like 25 pages of side effects and all of this stuff. So I hope that makes it clearer. Now, if you are having side effects of something, I need to know what you're taking and what the potential, what the side effect you're experiencing is. And you're welcome to drop that in the chat. I've got some time. We can do a little tapping for that. And maybe I can give you a little better idea how to tap for that. Because this really can shut down nausea from things. Nausea, I don't know, there's so many side effects from things. And, like I said, I'm not a doctor. I am not a licensed healthcare practitioner of any kind. So, you always want to ask if you're having a weird side effect, yes, tap for it. But if this is something on the list it could be major, you want to call your doctor. Tap for it while you're calling the doctor. So let's see. And you can tap for being afraid. Okay, I think I'm answering the question now, maybe. You can tap and you could say, I'm really worried about all the side effects of this medicine, but I know this medicine is helping me. And just work yourself through that. What you're worried about, what's giving you anxiety, what potentially you think might happen with this, and just tap through that. And you may keep it from ever occurring. But keeping your anxiety, keeping yourself feeling good while you go through this treatment for whatever it is you've got going on, that is the most beneficial thing sometimes that we can do. You want to feel confident in this course of treatment, in this course of action, and feel good, feel calm and confident and relaxed as you go through this. Let me know if that helped. Drop it in the chat if you would, Michelle, because that's a really great question. And nobody's asked that. Thank you for asking that. No one's asked that on any of these lives before. So, okay, let's see here. Scrolling. Okay. All right, now the tapping for, okay. And Lena says, we just did tapping for Lena. And she says, I'm not even sure. Okay. All right, and the way to get more clear about that Let's see. I'm having a hard time understanding the work that I am doing and not sure if someone else is able to help. Okay. All right. Sometimes, okay, and she says, I overwhelm myself. Yes, we do tend to overwhelm ourselves. Yeah, that's definitely worth looking at. Maybe sit down and journal about what you really think. Okay, and Michelle is responding now. She says, I'd like to know for future medications, but I was thinking specifically the COVID vaccine, especially impact on lungs and breathing. Um, I am, I've got 3 videos that are out there that YouTube has left up. You're not really allowed to talk about COVID on there much anymore. They've kind of restricted that, but I have 3 good COVID videos. I recommend you tap through all of those. And I really recommend that you go in. I've got one for lungs. I think it's a video for lungs. And go in and do that. And maybe don't worry about it so much. I mean, if you're going to get vaccinated, it would be good to shift your thinking about how that's a good thing for you. If you feel like it's a bad thing for you, it can turn out to be that way, not so good. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think I even know anybody who's been able to be vaccinated yet. So maybe I'm trying. Oh, maybe I do. Maybe I do know a couple people that have. We're in an isolated area. We don't even have vaccine enough out here to vaccinate our first responders and our healthcare providers yet. So who knows how long that's going to take. All right, let's see. So Rita is asking, burning pain in her knees. Okay, let's go take a look at that, Rita. All right, so I want you to take a breath in through your nose and hold it and blow it out. And close your eyes. And now just use your imagination. Oh, these are angry knees. Use your imagination, Rita, and go in and look at your knees. I think this is both knees for you from the inside. And I want you to ask what the most important to work with today emotion is stuck there. And you may see a person there, you may see an event. First thing that comes to mind is going to be right. And now ask your knees, what's the most important thing that they need to feel better right now? The most important thing to feel better. Good. Okay, now take a breath and open your eyes. And go ahead, Rita, if you would. I want you to give the pain in your knees a number right now, between 0 and 10, with 10 being overwhelming pain. And you said you've got burning pain. What I'm seeing in there is anger. But go ahead and put what you saw in the chat. Put your number in there, what you saw in the chat, and what's stuck there and what they need to feel better. Go ahead and drop that in the chat. And let's see. Okay, let's see here. Okay, and Rabia is asking a good question. How does fear manifest as pain in the body? Okay, it goes back to my explanation of how EFT works, and I believe, the only person in the world explaining it quite this way. What we're doing with tapping, it is based on acupuncture. only uses no needles. And it proposes that when you experience one of the big three so-called negative emotions, they're normal, but they're a part of life: fear, anger, grief. It can cause a short in your wiring that results in pain and or dis-ease. So that's exactly how fear manifests in the body. It's a physical short in your wiring. And it's triggered programming in your brain because, humans are intricate creatures. You've got programming in your brain designed to keep you safe. That's what your brain is wired for. It's the big thing. And when you have something that triggers old programming in there and activates it, something that says, oh, whatever this situation is, even though it might be perfectly normal to someone else, something about this feels unsafe for you, and your brain's going, well, we've been there before, this isn't safe. And if you ignore that for a while, pretty soon you end up with a short somewhere in your wiring, in your body, depending on your genetics. That's what you get. You don't inherit like bad knees or a bad back. You inherit the emotional patterns. Okay? So that's how fear manifests in the body as pain. I think if that wasn't clear, let me know, but that's how it works. Okay, Rita with the painful burning knees. Now it's a 5. Anger at myself for not taking care of me. I put some weight on even though I knew I had knee problems. I did your knee pain. Anger's still there. All right. And we probably didn't clear out, I target as much as I can in those programs. They work, they're effective, but we probably didn't work enough with being angry at you. So let's work with being angry at ourselves, because we get angry with ourselves sometimes. So, all right. And Rabia says, thanks, that description was clear. Good. I like to explain things as clearly as I can so that this doesn't seem weird, because people don't want to do stuff that's weird. And what we're doing here has a clear explanation. So let's tap for Rita's knees. Let me tune into this for just a second. Oh no. Okay. This is not new. This isn't something new. This isn't a thing you've been angry. You've been angry at yourself for a while. I think that actually happened before the knees ever even started to hurt. Because you've had that a while. The knees for a while too, but the anger came first. Oh, okay, here we go. I think I've got it. I hope I've got it. Let's see here. Oh, my knees are on fire. They're painful and burning. But I choose to be okay anyway. Even though my knees are absolutely in pain. They're burning up. So much anger in there. I completely love and accept myself. And I might maybe be open to letting go some of this, because I do completely love and accept myself. And I love my knees. Okay, let's go to the top of the head. I am so mad at myself. And I've carried this around a long time. And it started as being mad at other people. But it wasn't safe for me to express that anger at them. And in fact, a lot of the time, I knew there wasn't anything that they could do about it, or that I could do about it. But I was angry. So I swallowed it. Because that was the only thing I could think of to do to keep myself from being really bad and really mad. I've been swallowing this anger my whole life. Because I learned from the time I was a little girl that if little girls got really angry, then I was bad. It wasn't acceptable for me to be angry. Girls were supposed to be nice all the time. Oh, interesting. And keep our mouth shut. And so I swallowed it. Even though anger is perfectly normal, I didn't have an outlet for it. So I turned it in on myself. And I didn't feel safe because I was stuck with myself and I was mad at me. And it made my knees hurt. My knees feel like they're on fire because I'm stuck with all this anger. I wonder if it's possible that I could let go of that. Because being angry at myself is a game I can't win. It is keeping this pain firmly stuck in my knees. I allow my knees to let go of anger and pain and burning. I forgive myself for holding on to all that anger. I forgive myself. I forgive myself for all of it. Because when I got in pain, I gained some more weight. And then I hated myself for that. I give myself permission to let it go now. And to know that I can fill my knees with love. And I'm going to do that right now. Big breath. Blow it out. Okay, now Rita, before you measure anything, I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to imagine what the color of love is. It might be pink or blue or purple, gold. Just the first thing that comes to mind. Whatever, if love was a color, what would it be? Now I want you to gather a big ball of that right in front of you. That beautiful color that you're seeing. And I want you to begin to allow that to flow into your knees. And it's going to make the insides of your knees that same color, and it's shiny. And as you let go of the anger, it's going to float out, and the love is going to float in. Every time you breathe in, more is going to flow into your knees. Take a big breath. Good. And let's take another big breath in and let some more love in there. This is going to flow down your legs, into your ankles and feet. And again, inhale. And now I want you to see it floating up your thighs, your hips. Another big breath. See this floating up into your abdominal area and your chest. And again, see it floating up into your throat, because your throat needs some love too. See it floating down through your arms into your hands. And one more big breath. That gorgeous shining color is now floating upward into your head. And now I want you to see that color is going to sort of flow itself all around you. And it's going to set it up. It's going to set itself up as a really lovely kind of a barrier to anger. Things aren't going to make you angry. You're not going to be triggered. And you're not going to feel as angry at you either, just because you've got this gorgeous stuff all around you. Good. Okay, now take a big breath into your nose and blow it out. And open your eyes. All right, Rita, let us know how all of that landed for you and what your number is now, because you started at a 5 with burning pain in your knees. We'll wait for that. Let's see. And I think I'm out of time to tap, but I can talk for a moment. And Sharon's asking, she says, hi, Sharon, attracting the wrong or uncomfortable man around me. When we're, and this is an attraction thing, we're going to attract the people in our lives that we need for whatever our learning experience is. So when you look at the people that are around you, those are mirrors of what you're putting out into the world. And this may not always feel good to you, but in fact, it kind of is the way humans are made. We aren't designed to be able to see ourselves clearly. And that's another reason why we all have each other. So when you have some unpleasant thing coming into your experience, I want you to look deeply inside yourself. And trust me, I've done this, and it's not always fun, but it is useful. And go, okay, you're really annoying. And what is it about this person that really annoys me that is the thing that I really dislike about myself? And when you say that out loud and get quiet, you're going to get an answer. Now, by the same token, I don't want you to feel bad, because I think you probably, as we all do, have some wonderful people in your life, and those are also functioning as mirrors to you. Beautiful stuff. And take joy in that. But it's the unpleasant ones that invite us to really dig deep and go, okay, why am I needing this? What about this is annoying in me? So, yeah, and we can maybe tap on that another time, not today because I'm out of time, but I hope that gives you some help. And let's see. Okay. Rita says, my knee cells started vibrating. Much better. Thank you so much. Okay, Rita, can you give us a number? You started at a 5. What did you have? What have you got now? Because I want to see. I like to see numbers change for people. Every once in a while, someone's number when we're working goes up. A pain level increases. And that is one of the ways we don't stay there long, especially in one-on-one work, because that means you are on the correct issue to work with. It's your body going, oh, yep, not sure I want to let go of this. Okay, and Sharon says thank you. So Rita, give it a number before I say farewell until Tuesday. Give us a number. Okay, down to a 1. All right, well done. Well done, you. That's great. To go from a 5 to a 1, you can come back and probably tap through this again and get it gone, because you're in control. You have control over this because you've got great tools and a lot of help available to you. Okay, my darlings, I am so glad that all of you were here today with me. And I'm glad for all of you who didn't get on the chat. And I'm grateful also for all of you who are going to watch this in replay, even though you couldn't be here for the live. Go you. Do this tapping with us and enjoy your weekend, because I know we're rolling into that here in the United States. It's Friday, about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I will be back again taking live tapping requests and doing live work on Tuesday. And I think it's the 26th. I don't have it. Yeah. I don't have a calendar in front of me. I think it's the 26th, but it's Tuesday of next week at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And Rita says, thank you. You showed me the mirror. Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah. Always look. We have each other for reasons. And it's not always fun, but it is always necessary. And be grateful for these reflections, because they help us to learn and grow and learn to love better. All right. Mwah. See everybody next week.